Mitchell performed in is, of course, the Doolittle Raid, also known as the Tokyo Raid. Took place on Saturday, April 18th of 1942, and it was an attack on the Japanese capital of Tokyo and other places on the island of World War II. First airstrike to strike the Japanese homeland that demonstrated that Japan itself was vulnerable to American attacks, served as a retaliation for the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor on Sunday, December 7th of 1941.
Back to the hotel after.
And, it was an important boost to American morale. Raid, of course, planned and led by Lieutenant Colonel James Jimmy Doolittle, the United States Army Air Force's 16 B-25 B Mitchell bombers were launched without any sort of fighter escort from U.S. Navy's aircraft carrier USS Hornet deep in the western Pacific Ocean, each with a crew of 5 men.
One-way
Plan
suicide mission
was for them to bomb military targets in Japan, then continue westward to land in China. And of course, landing a medium bomber on the Hornet was simply impossible to do. 15 aircraft reached China, all crashed, but the 16th landed at Vladivostok in the Soviet Union. All but 3 of the 80 crew members initially survived the mission. 8 airmen were captured by the Japanese army in China. 3 of them were later executed, and the B-25 that landed in the Soviet Union was confiscated, and its crew interned for more than a year. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special guest with us here at the Oregon International Air Show, Lieutenant Colonel Dick Cole, who is 103 years old, was Jimmy Doolittle's co-pilot during that raid on Saturday, April 18th of 1942. My friends, would you give a huge round of applause to a true American hero, Lieutenant Colonel Dick Cole, who's with us in attendance here today. Ken, you got a little more information on the Spitfire.
Yeah, I want you to pay close attention as Carter Teeter sets up for landing. When he comes around again, I want you to look at the numbering on the side of the aircraft. Originally, the code for this particular Spitfire was Sierra Lima 633, that's SL 633. It was later changed to DUK when it entered into the Czechoslovakian Air Force. SL-633 was the designated plane for Flight Lieutenant Carol Postna, whose expertise gave him the clout to fly a designated mount with a personal stamp. In 1946, DUK received new national markings and another code, JT-10, reflecting the 4th Air Regiment and sequence number, was applied to the aircraft. And that is, of course, the code name that is now on the side of this Supermarine Spitfire. So take a look, once he taxis by, you'll see the great big white JT-10 painted on the side of this Supermarine Spitfire. Of course, all of these aircraft belonging to the Historic Flight Foundation. At Kilo 7, they offer a collection of the most important aircraft produced between 1927 and 1957, all restored and airborne again. The mission of Historic Flight Foundation goes beyond serving as trustees of an era. They want you to experience the roar of their F-8F Wampus Cat taking off. They want you to watch engineers at work restoring the aircraft to flying condition. They want you to share in the rush of viewing international treasures from all angles. And whether you're an experienced aviator, a student of history, or a newcomer to our world, they want to spark and fuel your passion both for aviation and for epiphanies born from hard labor. You know, our heroes, the aircraft designers that put these airplanes together, did not leap from the bathtub shrieking Eureka. They actually scrawled a sketch on a piece of paper. They got interested in an impossible challenge, and then they dove into the work. And the reward? Well, it was innovation that astonished both them and us, and that continues to change our world. So if you want to learn more about Historic Flight Foundation, visit their website at www.historicflight.org, or better yet, go to the museum at Kilo 7 at Paint Field.
And you can go to their display in their tent right here at the Oregon International Air Show and find out more, because you could be going for a ride in that beautiful B-25. They are selling rides. I believe they're continuing that after the show today. So make sure you head on over there and check it out.
All right, big round of applause to Gene Vassetti and Matt Cooper at the controls of the B-25 and Carter Teeters in the Supermarine Spitfire. And now, folks, it is my pleasure to turn the microphone